Hi everyone. Last time I showed you the I am Ahmedabad CV format and I also made my own CV in front of you. But the last thing I wanted any one of you to feel was that if you don't have the same achievements as I did, you cannot get into India's top P schools. So let me take you back and clarify some things and tell you exactly what you need to get into your dream MBA college. I have reviewed a lot of CVs at IIM Ahmedabad, so let me tell you about a couple of them to build a case. There was a friend who did not have more than 60% in his graduation. He had drop years as well and no internships. He only had extracurricular activities within debating. Then there was a friend who was a 9 pointer, and apart from that, he did not have anything to put in his CV. Like when he was beginning, he told me that I can't even fill up half of my CV. These were the people, along with many others, with no internships, no PORs, no extracurriculars, and yet they made it to the same institute. So then the question comes, what exactly did they have in their CV, the common thread that landed them all in the same place? And there is an answer. In fact, the answer contains two skills which are of paramount importance, and all of them had it in them. But before I reveal those two skills, let me address a very important concern that I figured through the comments the last time. A lot of you I saw had the fixed mindset of not working hard and wondering if there was a shortcut out there or an approval that you can get into a top P school without a strong profile. See, the truth is that you will be required to put in a lot of hard work if you get into the top P schools, even after getting in there. So, why not start right now by building a stronger profile? And it's never too late. Trust me, it's never ever too late. A lot of people take the CAT exam and then start building their profile. So you have to work hard. There is no substitute for that. But what I'm going to share ahead is how exactly are you supposed to work hard. The two skills are called contribution and adaptation. Let me take you to the IIM Ahmedabad classroom setup and show you why those skills are required. So this is the IIM Ahmedabad classroom, and generally before every class we are supposed to come prepared with a case at hand. In that case, there is often a protagonist, like a business owner, who is supposed to take a decision but he is unable to do so. Our job as a member of the classroom is to come prepared with the case, go through the facts and the discussions, and decide what the protagonist should be doing. The case discussion often begins with the professor asking any student to volunteer to share what his opinion is. Now, once this person has shared his opinion, anyone in the class can contradict his opinion, approve of his opinion, or even share a fresh perspective that no one has discussed yet. If there are 90 students in the class, everyone is going to have a different opinion, and those opinions arise out of the diversity in our experiences, skills, knowledge, and the activities we have done before getting into IIM Ahmedabad. And this is the first skill you'll be evaluated on: contribution. And you don't need any proofs to prove that you can contribute to the class. You don't need any spikes in your CV, no certificates to prove that you're good in a particular domain. You just need to have a niche, and I will tell in the rest of the video how to build that niche. But for now, let's move on to the second skill. The second skill is called adaptation, and it is different from contribution in a way that this is a soft skill. Let's say you were the first person to share an opinion in the class regarding the case, and someone else contradicted your opinion by sharing better and stronger arguments. Then, how willing are you to change your existing opinion, especially when you know that the other person's argument was stronger? Or, in other words, we can say, how willing were you to learn from both their diverse experience and be willing to share your own experience? Both of them are going to add value to the entire batch, and hence, adaptation is one of the skills that all the top B schools look for in their candidates when they're interviewing them. So, these are the two skills you need: contribution and adaptation. And now I am going to show how you can build the contribution skill by developing a niche that differentiates you from the rest of the batch. When most people start building their niche, the first thing that comes to their mind is that they don't have a specialty already. And you don't need to have it. Most people are clueless when they begin with their niche building journey. What you need is to think about what can you make your niche or your specialty. In order to do that, there are two ways. Either you can start from the very scratch with an activity that you're interested in, but you don't know anything already about it, or you can begin with something that you are already comfortable in, or you spend your time doing that and building that further. Whichever be the case, think of the activity from three lenses. It should be something you are good at, It should be something that you like doing, and it should be something that your batch might need. Start with what you like doing. And when I say that, don't think of fields like marketing, HR, or finance. Think of activities. One of the best ways to do that is think, what do you do in your spare time? And here is a list that I created during my time. So I liked writing on Quora, I liked binge watching, and I just like watching YouTube videos on random topics. Not a lot to begin with, right? And nothing extraordinary as well. So, out of these three activities, I felt like I liked writing more. And at that time, I had only about 20 to 30 followers on Quora. So, I definitely had a target or a measure to track while I was trying to build that activity further. I started experimenting with my ways of writing and following the different Korans out there who had better views than me. What I realized at that time was that each of them had a niche or a topic that they were known for. And I didn't have anything in particular, I was just randomly answering the questions that I knew about. So that was a big time when I needed to find my niche again. And once I was just watching a YouTube video when I realized that I actually didn't skip an ad. And that is what made me feel that I probably might be interested in ads. So I started reading more about ads and started watching them as well. That is what prompted me to write about the analysis of these ads and what the advertisers wanted to convey by using them. The more I wrote about this topic, the more followers and views I gained. But when I appeared for the IIM interviews, I could not mention this achievement anywhere. It never made it to my CV, and the CVs were not even shared with the IIM interviews. So, then how did this activity help me? Because in each of my IIM interviews, I talked about advertising and I shared that that was something I'm good at. The interviewers did not need any proofs to believe that I was interested in that activity. The enthusiasm with which I was talking about it would have made it very clear to them. And that is something which was common between all the people that I mentioned in the beginning of the video. Someone was good at basketball, another person liked debating, and there was a person who was totally enthused about the stock market. Every single person had a value to bring onto the table that others in the batch did not have but could benefit from them. See, getting a shortlist from a top B school generally depends on three things: academics, work experience, and your CAT percentile. If you can change any of them now, go ahead and do it. But if you cannot, then the only thing that you can do is to prepare well for CAT. Once you get a short list, everything becomes fair and square. Nobody is at an exceptional advantage after that. You all will be evaluated on two skills. What is it that you can contribute to the batch that the rest of the applicants cannot? And are you willing to adapt and learn from others in this process? So, if you are at a juncture where you feel like I don't have a good profile, my first advice to you would be to work hard for the CAT exam because that is what is going to get you a shortlist. Second advice is to start building your profile. And when you do that, think about the niche in which you would want to build it because even if you don't get proofs for that, you can still vouch for it during your interview. And finally, don't shy away from working hard because that's the only thing that's going to get you where you want to. I'll share the details of the next video in the top comment. You can check it out. Here are two suggested videos further on skill building if you want to work on that. Thanks for watching the video. Do leave a comment if you like the video.